Cricket is called a gentleman's game, but beneath the surface lies a history of broken rules, strange scandals, and stories the ICC would rather you forget.
So let's start with the one of the most famous controversies in cricket history. It's not only a controversy, but it was a very disrespect done to the cricket game, and the one and the only the sandpaper scandal in 2018. It was Cape Town, South Africa, were hosting Australia for I think test series, and it was one of the like greatest test series ever, in context of not only the sandpaper scandal but also I would say also the things happened around it, like David Warner was suspended. Not only yes, he was kind of banned for like 2 years, I think, along with Steve Smith and another I don't remember. But also, before this starting of the series, AB de Villiers made a mysterious tweet that this series will be one of his memorable series he will ever be playing. So it was a total something which cricket fans have never watched before. So it was, I think, in the Cape Town, South Africa, where the umpire noticed some uneven bounce and uneven pace while Josh Hazelwood, Mitchell Stark, and others were bowling. And later on, the cameras where the broadcasting is done. So then, in the cameras, it was caught that one player of Australia put the ball inside his pants, and something was done with the hands into the ball, and when the umpire caught him, it was found that it was a sandpaper through which you rubbed the ball. And because of that sandpaper, it's a kind of sandpaper is something which if you rub it in the red test cricket balls, like SG ball and other balls, there will be an uneven bounce and also an uneven space, especially in pitches like South Africa. So this was one kind of controversy which had blown the world cricket, and also it was a disrespect to the game of cricket. Along with, also, it was kind of hatred for the players like David Warner and Steve Smith, who were banned after the game.
Today we are descending through four layers of the cricket iceberg, from mainstream controversies everyone knows, all the way down to deepest, darkest lore at the absolute bottom. How deep do you know about cricket? Let's find out.
Now, moving on to the second controversy. So the date was 1st February 1981, and it was the Benson and Hedges Cup, International Cup. It was a one-day series between Australia and New Zealand. At that time, it was played there, and it was a very famous series. So the ground was MCG, the famous Melbourne cricket ground, and there New Zealand were chasing around, if I am not wrong, 235 runs, and the game went into the last over. So Trevor Chappell was the main victim in this controversy, as it's the famous underarm bowling controversy. So as I said, New Zealand were chasing 235 runs, and they were the game went into the last over, needing 15 of 6. So at that time, Australia's captain was Greg Chappell. The great Greg Chappell was the captain at that time, and the final over was to be done by Trevor Chappell, Greg Chappell's younger brother. So as the New Zealand batters, however, tried their best, and it came into the last ball where 6 was needed of the final ball. So here as we know, Australia are famous for kind of controversies. In the last one, also Australia was the main victim. Here, also Australia is the main victim. So, what was done is Trevor Chappell was totally under pressure because six in the final ball can be hit. So now in this time, Greg Chappell came to Trevor Chappell here and instructed him that to roll a ball like to do the underarm bowling. So here Trevor Chappell, yes, his elder brother said him, so he accepted it and ran to the bowling and bowled a underarm ball. The ball was rolled into the pitch, and however, New Zealand's batter, if I am not wrong, Brendan or Kevin, like something like this, if I may be wrong. So he was there in the strike for the final ball, and as usual the ball rolled here there, and obviously he couldn't hit a six because if someone rolls the ball like that, how can anyone hit the six? It's a very common thing. So it was kind of a gully cricket technique. So the ball, he couldn't hit a six, and at that time there was a rule in cricket that underarm ball is legal. It was actually legal. So this was not, so the bowler was not penalized for this, as that at that time rules were different. So it was, underarm bowling was legal, though now underarm bowling is not legal as far as I know. So obviously Australia won that game by 6 runs or 5 runs, but New Zealand were totally angry on Australia. The batter who was on strike threw his bat, and he was feeling disgusting kind of thing. So it's very common, but in context of the game, if you see the rule book of cricket at that time, it was legal, but in case of spirit of the game, it is not at all fair, because that's kind of a cheating. Not because I am seeing cricket of this generation, but that's not the reason. That's not fair. That is the truth. So after this controversy started and the whole media erupted, newspaper had headlines with this kind of controversies, that Trevor Chappell has rolled this ball and that so on. So this was another controversy, which was also the victim was Australia. So moving on to the third controversy in this tier.
Now we are leaving mainstream news behind. But before we get to layer 4, where an international match was cancelled due to a toxic pitch, let's look at the weirdest rule exploits in history of cricket.
So as you have already seen on the screens, that our third type of controversy is Mankad, and here Australia is not only involved, but also players from different regions have been involved in this controversy. So in Mankad, the rule is simple, that not rule, I would say, whatever. So in Mankad, if a non-striker end, suppose in the striker end one batter is batting, and in the non-striker end, when a bowler makes his run up and comes closer to his release point, if you closely see, you will notice that the non-striker batter is a bit kind of out of the line, out of the crease line, so that if the batter in the strike gets a single, he can easily run between the wickets. So for that they make it much easier. But some bowlers like Ravichandran Ashwin of India, Adam Zampa of Australia, and many more, even Dipti Sharma of India in women's cricket have also done this. What bowlers do is they turn back, they don't complete their full action and turn back and hit the ball in the wickets of the non-striker end, and the non-striker end batter gets tricked and they cannot come back, and because they are out of the line they are declared out. Now this is a total controversy, and I am also not very what to say, very kind of, I am not saying it's a very fair rule or it's unfair. I am also in the middle, as I also think it's kind of slightly fair and slightly unfair. So the main thing is there have been many situations like this, and after same situations the media has erupted, and many experts analysis have told that told for and against the statement, against the activity of Mancat. However, Melbourne Cricket Club, that is the MCC who make cricket laws, in after the 2022 controversy in the IPL where Josh Butler and Ravichandran Ashwin were involved in this kind of Mancat, after this Melbourne Cricket Club has changed the law, and from unfair play they have put this law into run out, as their statement is, if a batter is out of the crease in the non-striker end, they should be out, and if only if the bowler hits the wicket they should be out.
Comment
And
down
that's a
below.
clear
Did
rule.
you already
So
know
this
any of
shows
these
that MCC has
Because from
have
here
been
on out,
for in the
things get
statement, in the
genuinely
activity of Mancat.
unsettling.
Now starting off with the layer 2, we start with the Shakib Ul Hasan's timeout controversy, and in 2023 ODI World Cup. So it was 2023 ODI World Cup, whatever, for Indian fans it's like different thing, but so in the 2023 ODI World Cup the match was between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and there Angelo Matthews tricked Shakib Ul Hasan with his mastermind plan of timeout. The thing which happened was that after one batter got out, I don't remember the name of the batter who got out before Shakib Al Hasan in in that match. So however, one batter got out, and Sri Lanka was waiting for the next batter, and the next batter was Shakib Al Hasan. So they found out that it's been 2 minutes and the batter is still not ready for to come, and he had not stepped into the ground. He was in the dressing rooms he was changing his helmet, as it was something technical fault, so he was changing his helmet. So at that time what Angelo Matthews did that is he appealed to the umpire, and the umpire however checked the time and he was declared timed out. Now according to the rules of cricket, if a batter has not come into the ground after within 2 minutes after one batter got out, he will be declared, the fielding team can appeal and they can be declared timed out. And Shakib Ul Hasan was late for about 3 minutes. However, Shakib Ul Hasan came after that appealing and tried to convince the umpire because of that technical fault in helmet, but the umpire didn't listen to him, and as usual he was declared timed out. And after that the controversy started, though this controversy was mainly between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, as the main media channels accepted the rule and they declared it fair actually. Now moving on to the second controversy and the last controversy in this layer, that is the famous Dennis Lilly. He is the main culprit in this controversy. So it was again Australia. So that it was a test match between Australia and England at Perth. I don't remember the actual date. So the Australian batsman, and I think the Australian all-rounder Dennis Lillee, walked out to bat with an aluminium bat. Now aluminium bat, is it was looked like a normal bat. No one could recognize that it was actually an aluminium bat. But when the England bowler came to bowl him, and the ball, when hit his aluminium bat, it made a loud clang sound, which indicated that something was wrong, and the bat was not a normal bat, not a normal wooden bat. It was an aluminium bat. So the England captain at that time complained the umpire that the bat was damaging the leather ball, because it was aluminium. So it damaged the leather ball. So so the umpire complained it to Australian captain Greg Chappell again. So Australian captain Greg Chappell accepted the umpire's thing, and he forced Dennis Lillee to walk out with a wooden bat and replace the aluminium bat, and do the batting with a normal wooden bat, which is to be done actually. Now moving on to the third layer, the first controversy here is the famous 1996 Eden Gardens riot. As you know, the layer 3 will be going to be different, and here we will be talking about, as I said, we will be talking about the kind of stadium related controversies. So our first controversy here is the 1996 Eden Gardens riot in the World Cup semi-final. So the match was between India and Sri Lanka in the 1996 ODI World Cup semi-final. So it was in Kolkata, Eden Gardens, Kolkata, where actually I live right now, in Kolkata. So it was kind of my hometown. It is my hometown. So whatever. So in that match, India were chasing, I don't remember the actual runs, but they were chasing a very huge target, I think 300 plus. So as usual, at that time India was not very strong in batting, except Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, and etc. So India batting got collapsed. Sachin Tendulkar lonely, I think, made some runs, but the main foundation was gone, and India lost that match very badly. Now and Mohammad Azharuddin, if I am not wrong, that time was the Indian captain, who was also banned due to match fixing. However, so India couldn't chase that runs, and seeing this kind of humiliation at home ground, the home crowd got erupted, and they started to throw glass bottles, plastic bottles into the pitch, and they started to put fire on the seats of Eden Gardens, and it was a total massacre. The newspapers, after that controversy, or after the riot, the newspapers had the only headlines that the Eden Gardens was erupted. It was not expected from the fans at that time, but they were like mad. They gone mad by seeing the humiliation done to the Indian team at their home ground. So this was a riot, literally a riot. This was not only a controversy, this is a riot. This was a total riot, and the players were rescued safely. Otherwise, they could have been hurted also. However, so this was another controversy, which I will not say this controversy. This is a total riot. And after that, Eden Gardens was totally changed, and strict rules were made. I am just saying this. Our second and last controversy in this layer is the 1998 Sabina Park abandonment. So as everyone know that in Sabina Park in 1998 there was a match going on, and the batsmen were experiencing a dangerous bounce, and which actually was very life risking, because if the ball was bouncing so dangerously that the bowler could the batsman could get injured badly. So seeing this, the match was called off within 54 balls, and the pitch was declared unsatisfactory. It was the worst, not a worst pitch, but it was something different in that pitch. The pitch was also looking very different under the sunshine. So this kind of pitches normally are not made in any kind of subcontinents in this cricket world, but I don't know how that pitch got into play, and however it was stopped within 54. Now coming to the last layer of this video, the layer 4. So the first topic here is the Bob Woolmer case. It's not only a controversy; it's a mysterious case which is still not solved and remained unsolved. So, as we know, Bob Woolmer was a very renowned England player, and he was the head coach of Pakistan cricket team at that time in I think 1900 and something. So at that time Pakistan went to in West Indies. The match was there in West Indies. Pakistan were playing against Ireland. So Ireland was that time the debutants in cricket. So however, Pakistan lost very badly to debutants Ireland in Jamaica, and thereafter at that time, as I said, Pakistan's head coach was Bob Woolmer. He was a very sharp coach and a very kind of intelligent coach. So as Pakistan cricket team returned to their hotel at Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, so there Bob Woolmer went to his hotel room, and later on he was found lying in the bathroom floor, dead, and he was also been taken to the hospital, and he was declared dead at the age of 52 or 58. Now I don't know how this occurred, or even not only I, but the cricket world, the whole world doesn't know how this occurred. This was only I don't know. I don't want to make any comments on this, but I don't know, this was a normal death or something mysterious. So this was another not a controversy but a mystery which is still unsolved and will remain unsolved as far as I think. Now our last topic in this video, is the Ewan Morgan controversy. Now this is a different kind of controversy, as Ewan Morgan, as we all know, is a very renowned England cricket player. Now this England cricket player he was in 2004 and 2007, in around this time he was playing for Ireland, and he represented Ireland in the 2007 ODI World Cup as well. As the captain, he represented Ireland in the 2007 ODI World Cup. But however, he was also born in Dublin in Ireland, and he played cricket there. He represented Ireland, but due to some political reasons or due to the support he couldn't get there in Ireland cricket, he moved to England and started playing for England in cricket. Also, as we all know, he is the World Cup winning captain of England in the 2019 ODI World Cup. But now the story or the backlash which he faced is everyone said that he betrayed his country, because if a player is in his country, if a player plays cricket and in his country cricket is not famous or is not that popular, then his responsibility is to represent his country and try his best to take his country upward. Like we are also in India, football is not also very popular and is not very supported. Not, I would say not very popular is the wrong thing, but it's not supported by the government, or I would say whatever, for funds and all. It has not reached to a very global stage. So still Sunil Chhetri used to play for India. He didn't change his country. So I think the main reason for the backlash he faced is not supporting, not staying with the country, because in greed of earning fame and passion, not passion, earning fame. So this is a kind of controversial reason and very controversial topic it is. So I hope you guys like this video. Ending the video here. I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, do like, comment, share, and don't forget to tell in the comments which controversy do you think was the most controversial controversy and comment down, and also tell which controversy do you think should not be there, and you are for or against the statement. I mean this thing. So comment down surely, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till the next video, signing off from Cricket Kinetic, I am King Shukrai. Thank you. See you soon in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।